And good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. It is actually food drive night on the Pete Mezzetti Show. With me to discuss the food drive of coming up is Ellen Rabin, who's Executive Director of the Shoreline Soup Kitchens and Pantries. Ellen, welcome.
Thank you, Pete.
How are you?
Just great. Good to see you again.
Good. Nice to see you as well. And a gentleman on the far left who needs no introduction. So all I'm going to say is good evening, sir.
How are you?
Hi, buddy.
Thanks,
Max
Pete.
Sabrin from the Old Civic Fire Department. Max, welcome. How are you?
Very, very good. Thanks for having us.
Good. Hey, thanks for coming down. So, Ellen, tell us a little bit about yourself. I believe last time you and I sat down, you were the fairly new executive director of the Shoreline Soup Kitchens and Pantries. How things going so far?
So far, so good.
Excellent.
I've been here for 8 months now, and I feel like I'm really understanding the job. And we are swinging into spring food drive season.
All right.
And it's time to fill those pantries again as the snow melts.
Yeah, okay.
And we go into the spring.
Sure. Now, how did you guys come up with the idea of the food drive?
Well, I have to go to Max for that because this is a firehouse food drive.
Right.
Well, I with the help of Patty, the previous director,
Sure.
we copied. There was a Day of Compassion back in 2010 by former Governor Jody Rell,
Okay.
who did a statewide fire department food drive, which was phenomenal. Almost every firehouse in Connecticut participated. I spearheaded the Shoreline one, and it all, besides the main food bank of Connecticut, and it took care of the shelves and the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Pantry. So it just was, it took it from this. I think this is our 7th year.
Mm-hmm. I believe that's true.
Everyone loves to see a firehouse and thank a firefighter, and it's just a great win-win event for all involved.
Very nice. Now, Alan, tell me this. As far as there's you guys with the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Pantries, but then there's also the Connecticut Food Bank. What's the difference?
Okay, we are a member of the Connecticut Food Bank.
Okay.
So the Connecticut Food Bank is a member of Feeding America.
Gotcha.
So Feeding America is the national food bank agency.
Right.
Our Connecticut Food Bank is our state agency.
Got it.
And the Shoreline Soup Kitchen is your local agency.
Gotcha.
So it all trickles down,
Right.
and there are corporate relationships. Like a Stop and Shop is going to have a relationship statewide with the Connecticut Food Bank.
Right.
As well as a larger food chain would have a relationship with the national Feeding America as well as their particular state. And so we are all along the supply chain, so to speak. We are different stops along the supply chain. And then after Shoreline Soup Kitchen, we have the guests themselves. So I get to work directly with the guests.
Okay.
Where the others are collecting the food, getting those donations, and sending them down to the local level.
Right. And speaking of food, you guys also, besides doing food drives, you guys also hold the soup kitchens.
That's right. So in addition to the 5 pantries, which are pretty much like grocery stores, where a low-income guest who's in need of some help will come into a food pantry and get a grocery cart full of food. And that includes not only the types of things that you would collect at a food drive, but it also includes fresh food, great deal of fresh produce, eggs, milk and meat, frozen meat, protein that we get donated as well. So a food pantry, we get the canned goods from the food drives from everybody who helps out, and then we get from the Connecticut Food Bank potatoes and onions and carrots and eggs and things like that. A soup kitchen, which is the other piece, is a meal. Right. They're held in churches, and it's an opportunity, regardless of what your economic status might be, to go somewhere, have a home-cooked, warm meal with some other folks. You sit down, you have some conversation, a little bit of fellowship, a little bit of feeling of community, and you get a nice meal, and you also get to take home some leftovers, and it's just a really nice place to not only fill your belly, but fill your soul.
Really? Very cool idea. And how are you guys doing with the meal sites and the soup kitchen? You guys pretty busy?
Oh, we are, and I have learned, being the new director, that these snowstorms
Yes.
are very exciting, and it takes more work to cancel our pantries and meal sites than it does to follow our weekly flow and put on the
Right.
pantries. So unfortunately, we have already canceled tomorrow's pantries because we have a
because of the weather.
snowstorm threatening us
Yes.
again. But we really try not to close. We know that people depend on this food, and the food from the pantries is very important. We call it budget relief.
Okay.
You know, I can't help you get your car fixed, and I can't pay your medical bills. But if you come to a pantry, and you'll get a good bit worth of food, filling that grocery cart. So therefore, you could use the funds you would have spent at the local market to pay for those other bills that you have on your plate.
All right, there, Mr. Food Drive Man.
Yeah, so right now, we usually run anywhere from 5 to 10 firehouses along the shoreline. So
Yes.
far, we have, of course, Old Saybrook, Clinton Firehouse, Westbrook, Essex, I believe, Deep River, and Madison. I'm not sure, but as the time gets closer,
Okay.
it actually, they come on. This year, of course, Old Saybrook will have a truck. Besides at the firehouse collecting, we'll be collecting at Stop and Shop, which is
excellent.
very convenient. We offered, and they jumped on it. Westbrook will take care of Big Y with a fire truck. Essex has the firehouse, and they'll have a truck at Colonial Markets.
Sure.
So it just makes it almost like no excuse where I don't want to go to the firehouse. Well, at least at the supermarket, so it's one-stop shopping, and we'll have lists available for what we need. What's the top 10 list, so to speak, of what's the shortage supply. And you know, I have to stress this. For the fire departments to be involved with this, besides the fires that we do, the accidents we go to, the training that we provide, the meetings we have, for the fire departments to take 4 or 5 hours out of their Saturday with their families,
Oh, yeah.
you know, we expect the public to help us out and help those in need, and it is a stupendous feeling of helping someone you know, or basically helping someone you don't know, a stranger in need. And that's why we're firefighters, running into the emergency. This is, so to speak, an emergency.
Right.
It's a personal pet peeve of mine. No one in my country, my city, my state, the way I was raised by my late parents, no one should be hungry.
Exactly.
And that's what we strive to do, is take care of those in need. And it is a tremendous feeling to help. And people have brought down their families, their kids, and have given it, and it's really a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
It turns out to be a fun family event, so to speak.
Exactly.
Let's make sure that we're being clear that this
Yes.
Firehouse food drive is set for Saturday, April 14th.
Correct.
Right, we
That was
wanna make
actually going to
sure-
be my next question,
Okay.
but okay.
Sorry about that. So yes, we want to make sure that it's really clear that all these firehouses are participating with us on Saturday, April 14th. And as Max says, you have the convenience of either dropping off the non-perishable goods at the firehouses themselves and
Right.
meeting the firemen and
Yeah.
shaking some hands, fire people, and shaking their hands, or dropping them off at the markets, both Big Y and Stop and Shop and Colonial Market. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for
Right.
everyone to support this firehouse drive.
Exactly. Now, Max, what are some of the, and Alan, you can chime in as well,
Okay.
what types of items typically are you guys looking for?
Anything that could stay on the
Besides
shelf.
what's on the table here.
Besides what's on the table, tuna fish, canned meats,
Yep.
fruits, vegetables, and anything canned that has a shelf, like peanut butter,
Right.
pasta, breakfast cereal, that doesn't need refrigeration until after you open it.
Right.
Just something that could last. That has the shelf, pasta, sauce for the pasta, and
Yep.
anything that you'd want to cook for your family, and that gets to be in the pantry, so to speak.
Exactly. And I was going to say, we have a little bit of a sampling of, is this normally what you guys would collect at the
Yes,
At the food drive?
absolutely. I mean, I just kind of grabbed this off of a shelf.
That's
but
okay.
yes, pasta, absolutely. This is some stuffing. We got some canned fruit.
Yep.
Although we do try to get as much fresh fruit as we can.
Right.
Rice is a big staple. They wouldn't even let me take the rice with
Oh,
me.
no. Oh, no.
So I agree with Max. Think about your own pantry or how you feed your family. We are really looking for those same foods that anybody would feed their family. And of course, course, we want it to be not dented.
Right.
Don't worry about the expiration dates. We'll check them and make sure that they're okay. We know how to do that. The size of the package is whatever works for you. We have both single people coming to the pantry, and we have families of 4 and families of 7. So whatever works for you. But we are really looking for those staples that everyone should have on their shelves.
Now, how important is it to obviously check the expiration date of something that you're donating? Obviously, you don't want to donate something that's expired.
Right. If it's just expired, we're okay. If you're going through the back of your pantry and you've got, to me, it's always salad dressing. I always seem to find salad dressing that's just like way outdated.
Yeah.
You know, don't bother to bring us that. We're just going to have to trash it. But anything that's really recent, we get very strict guidelines from the Connecticut Food Bank with exact codes and numbers and dates. So we check everything that comes in and make sure that it's all right. But yeah, I mean, the easiest thing to say, would I feed this to my family?
Right.
You know, and that's how you know whether or not it's something good to donate to us.
Exactly. And you obviously want to go ahead and check the expiration dates. Guys, would you mind sticking around for another segment?
We sure will.
We'll be right back.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I'll drop it off on my next grocery run.
A lot of people donate. I don't have to.
I'm too busy to donate.
I only have a few things.
I just really need some me time.
It's too cold outside.
I'll get around to it eventually.
I just don't have the time. I just can't get motivated.
But it's raining.
I can do it next week.
I'll donate at the end of the year. We all have excuses, but your donations change lives.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Ellen Rabin from the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Pantries and Max Sabrin from the Old Saybrook Fire Department. Guys, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to talk about, again, the food drive. When, where, what time, and all that other good stuff.
Okay,
Ellen,
so we're
go.
talking about the Firehouse Food Drive.
Food Drive.
It is an annual event. It always comes out in April.
Right.
And Max is the spearheading this drive. We get together all the Firehouse personnel on the Shoreline to work with us to fill the pantry shelves so that we can get ourselves through the springtime. So the date this year is April 14th. It's a Saturday, and we are going to be in, as well as the firehouses, we will be at the local markets, including Colonial Market in Essex, Big Y in Old Saybrook, Stop and Shop in Old Saybrook.
Stop and Shop in Clinton.
And Stop and Shop in Clinton.
And possibly ShopRite in Clinton as well. That's in the works as we speak.
That's in the works.
Okay.
All right.
So
now,
I just got to interject something. The
Go
first year we did this was very, very exciting, coming off the statewide one. And I'm a sensitive mush. And when we had the media, the radio PSAs and shows like yourselves promoting it on TV, people didn't come down with a can of soup or 2 cans of vegetables.
Right.
Vans pulled up with cases from the warehouse clubs, from the supermarkets.
Oh, yeah.
I literally got teary-eyed and chills thinking about it, how unbelievable the public is when the fire department asks for help to help the Shoreline Soup Kitchen.
Right.
They come out in droves, and they bring their kids, and some of them bring their dogs in the car, which I love. And it's just a family fun event. The fire department brings their families and kids to see what it's all about, and it's just an awesome event of what it is to help people. And it's just, it's kind of a priceless feeling.
It is. And the funny thing is, Max, you just mentioned about all the different media outlets getting out there, spreading the word. When you mentioned that, a certain meteorologist friend of ours just happened to pop into my mind, who shall remain nameless.
No, it's great.
Do we have?
Actually, this will be, I'm trying to remember, I don't know if it's the second or third year Meteorologist Gil Simmons, the man from News 8, will be down at the old Saybrook Firehouse meeting the people, and actually he runs to the cars and collects the food and has a ball. And,
that's great.
And not only from the Shoreline, but the girls come all over the state and the women come all over the state to come and say hello to Gil.
Of course they do.
He's a sweetheart. And we have Lee Elsey from News
94
Now.
9 News. Oh,
broadcasting live, and he'll be collecting, in between broadcasts, he'll be collecting food. So it turns out to be a media event. Shoreline Publishing is a media sponsor.
Sure,
They're
absolutely.
Harbor News, they're providing the advertising. So it just became snowballed into a great media event, public event, and family fun event, so to speak.
Exactly. Now, how did the idea of the food drive come about?
Well, you know, I was involved with when former Governor Jody Rell did the statewide Day of Compassion.
Okay.
I think it was the summer of 2010.
All right.
And then the following year, there was nothing planned, so Patty said, hey, you want to do that thing for the Shoreline Soup Kitchen? I said, yeah, sure, why not? And it just blossomed from there. So now this is the 7th year, and it's just amazing. It gets bigger and bigger and better. You know, rain or shine, we're there. And you would think no one would show up in the rain, but people still have to go to the supermarket when it rains. So
exactly.
That's why we put the trucks at the supermarket too, so they don't have to make 2 trips to the supermarket and to the firehouse. So
no, but now that I understand, you've got all these exciting things happen at the firehouse. I'm going to bring my food over to the firehouse. I'm not going to leave it at Stop and Shop.
No.
You've got all kinds of personalities, and you've got all those great fire guys there.
And you never
all
know.
Good.
Pete Mezzetti might even show up.
Oh yeah.
Pete Mezzetti might show up.
You never
have to get the 8x10s with the
exactly. I'll be signing
glossies.
autographs. I'll be signing autographs. Mr. Simmons and I'll have an autograph signing competition. I think I might lose though.
Yeah, he is. I gotta tell you, he really truly has fun. He loves doing it, and I mentioned partnering up with another channel. I said, no, I just want to do this myself.
It's my gig.
It's his, and he loves it. He really does.
This is mine.
And he's a local
he is. Yep.
local guy, and he loves giving back. Besides us, he takes care of the veterans and Ronald McDonald House he was involved with.
Oh yeah.
He's a good old good egg.
He's a great man. He's a good guy. What else would you like to tell us about the Shoreline Soup Kitchens and Pantries there, madam?
Well, I just want to remind people that as much as we absolutely appreciate the people who are making the donations and helping us out, if you are somebody on the other side and need some help, we're certainly here for you. And anyone who lives along the shoreline, our 11 towns, we go Madison, Clinton, Old Saybrook, the Lines, Essex, Deep River, Ivoryton, Clinton, Killingworth. Did I get them all? Yeah. Those are our shoreline towns, and if you live in any of those towns, you are welcome to visit a pantry once a week. You can visit as many meal sites as you'd like to get a hot meal, and we're here to help out. The community comes out because we care about each other, and we want to make sure that nobody goes to sleep hungry and not knowing where a meal's going to come from the next day. So we're here, we're your neighbors, we're here to help out.
Now tell me this, as far as when you guys do the pickup sites, when you want to come in and get food every week, do the products change? Does the assortment of what you see every week, like what if you see something one week, is it going to be there the next week, or does it vary?
It does vary, particularly if we are bringing in things from a food drive. You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
You get things like purple cake and maple flavored, cookies and all kinds of strange things. But the staples are always there. You can always depend on the staples being there to put meals on the table for your children.
Gotcha.
That you're always going to get meat, you're always going to get produce and lettuce and an apple and rice and pasta and we have a certain list of staples that we make sure, and we make sure that there is enough so that the last person through the pantry gets the same options as the first person through the pantry.
Gotcha.
You don't have to feel panicked that you've got to be there. But yeah, there's always some interesting strange things that people donate that we put out there too.
Now I know one of the food drives that I've been involved with over the last couple of years with one of the other local nonprofits, when they do their food drive, they basically are out there saying hello to people and basically handing them a piece of paper, an 8 by 10 piece of paper. Here's what's on sale at XYZ Super. Here's what's on sale at Stop and Shop this week. Any help that you can do, so you don't have, it's basically, you don't have to think about what you're walking around the supermarket scratching your head, okay, what do I want to get? It's right there on a piece of paper for you. And most of the time is also on sale as well.
Right, and we can make a plug for Minor Vincent and
Okay,
Families
all right.
Helping Families.
All right,
It's
all
all part
right.
of the family. So yes, the Families Helping Families will be doing a food drive
Yes, they will be.
coming up soon in Clinton, and yeah, we try to help people out. Right, you don't want someone to be wandering around saying, oh, I don't know what to pick.
Right.
We want to make it easy for them, and that's why some of the markets will actually pre-pack a bag. Sometimes, like they certainly did that back in December, where they pre-packed a bag and it says, for $10, here's your bag to donate to the food drive. And that way you really don't have to think about it.
Cool.
They've already taken a grocery bag, put in some staples, figured out how much that should cost. And sometimes there's a $5 bag and a $10 bag. So while you're busy going down your grocery list, you don't have to be stressed out. They kind of pre-pack it for you to help out. And we give people a list. There's always a list on our website, which is shorelinesoupkitchen.org. And you can always find a list there of what are the most common things that we need, and all your donations are welcome.
There you go. And do you have something you would like to add there, sir?
We just want
What else we got?
to reiterate, Saturday, April 14th, we want to make it the best, biggest food drive that the Shoreline's ever seen.
One thing we didn't talk about with Saturday, April 14th.
The time.
You're reading my mind, Mr. Saber.
I could see it on your forehead.
You could see the smoke coming out of my ears.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
We will be there with welcome arms to accept your peanut butter, tuna fish, canned soup, canned vegetables, breakfast cereal, basically whatever you could keep on the shelf without refrigeration in the store. And Stop and Shop does a great job of pre-packaging.
They do.
The $10 package of a variety of non-perishables. So whatever you would feed your family, help donate to the Shoreline Soup Kitchen. We'll be more than happy to take your donation. And we this year, I think we started last year because we lost the year before, because the Shoreline Soup Kitchen has tremendous buying power than we do, than the public, in cash and check donations. So they can buy their own merchandise.
Exactly. I was going to say, what happens if somebody wants to come down after 1 o'clock on food drive day? Obviously, you guys will take donations as well after?
Well, if it's after 1 o'clock, they probably should go to a firehouse and add it. I'm sure there's always somebody at the firehouse, and they can add it. And if you ever want to donate to the Shoreline Soup Kitchen without there being a food drive, again, you can consult the website.
Okay.
And almost all of the pantries have posted hours as to when they can accept donations. It's usually when they're there setting up anyways. You can call the office at 860-388-1988 and ask us. You can tell us what you have to donate and can we take it and where do they want to drop it off. We'll ask them, well, where are you and where's the closest site for you? We try to make it really convenient. We greatly appreciate the generosity of our community.
Exactly. And we have a little bit more time left, so one more time, Mr. Max, on the date.
Saturday, April 14th, 9 a.m. sharp. But we'll probably be live on the air that morning with some of the networks, so they'll be coming down at 6, 7 o'clock, which is fine because I will be there setting up at Old Saybrook. But come on down, bring the family, make it a family. It's a family fun event. The feeling is absolutely priceless to help those in need.
It is the feeling.
In addition to the Old Saybrook Firehouse,
right.
We're going to be at the Westbrook. Go ahead.
Westbrook Firehouse, Clinton Firehouse, Essex Firehouse, as well as the local markets. I believe Deep River's involved, and I think Madison at this time. It should be up to like almost 10 firehouses involved. So it'll be updated on the Shoreline Soup Kitchen website and your local papers. But I think you guys are looking for volunteers too.
Oh, we can always use some help. We can always use help arranging stuff in the truck, running to people's cars and picking things up. That's where like the kids come in. We make them runners. We stick them in the truck and we make them stack the cans, and we count and weigh everything. So there's always fun jobs for the kids to have. It's something the Boy Scouts do for us a lot, where they're weighing and sorting things so that when we get to bring the stuff to the pantry, it's somewhat organized and easier to unload. So we find jobs for everybody. Everyone's welcome, and it takes a village, as they say.
It's like a military operation, Pete. You're going to come down to Old Saybrook and check it out.
Yeah, I was there a couple of years ago, and I stopped by to say hello, and it was brief because I was on my way to another event. But I think this year I'm going to have to make time in my schedule to come out, hang out, stay for a little while, and
it's a lot of fun.
Support
it's like a military operation. You'll see in
It is, and I'm sure that you're at the firehouse. I'm assuming it'll be all along the lines. If somebody comes in and wants to maybe talk to a fireman or take a look at a truck or answer questions.
We're looking for volunteer firefighters as well.
Are you?
There's attrition, absolutely. Yeah, it's because towns, people move. People change jobs and takes them out of town, so you have to be a resident of the town to be with the fire department. So, by all means, but more importantly, right now the mission is let's fill those pantries at the Shoreline Soup Kitchen April 14th.
Exactly, and you guys are going to do a great. You guys in Saybrook and all the other fire departments involved.
Thank you.
Guys
Thank you, Pete, so much.
Do a great job. So I just wanted to thank you guys for coming down, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
We will.
We'll see you on April 14th.
You got it. We'll see you on April 14th. That's it for tonight. Thanks. Good night, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.